Hello. Hi guys. My name is Mark Olenik. I am CEO of Moley Robotics and inventor of the Moley Robotic Kitchen. Thank you very much for joining our live session. So we try to a little bit explain about our product. We also want to show you the new recipe in our collection, which we publish in our library. So in general, Moley Robotics develop Moley Robotic Kitchen. So generally this kitchen can cook different type of dish in the semi-automatic mode. So generally all the cooking procedure from start to finish is executed by the robotic arm according to the professional chef recipes. I think for now we can start preparing the machine for cooking. So as you can see in our graphical user interface, there is a different recipes. We found the recipe which we are going to cook today. This is a mushroom risotto. These recipes came from James Taylor. He's our executive chef. And now we start preparing all ingredients. As you can see here, there is a way to start manual cook and start off robotic cook. Manual cook give you the possibility to cook the recipe by yourself if you have a patience and you have time. But we of course want to show how the robot can cook mushroom risotto. So the first step is to prep the ingredients. So all ingredients is the ingredients which you can buy from any grocery store or the market, food market. So just we put the ingredient by the guidance. So first is olive oil. It's already here. It's done. Yep. So one. We just put it in the first position. Confirm. So second one is red onion and garlic. So we put it in the first position. A red onion and garlic is here. So we just put it in the first position on the store. So generally you also control it by the integrated scales. And there is a small video how you cut the onion and how you cut the garlic. So when you install it, you just press the confirmation button and go to the next ingredient. It's mixed mushroom, sea salt and sage. So we choose the particular slot which are going to put it inside, install it, and just a second. The GUI stop showing, just a second. The password in the GUI. Yeah, so some technical issue with the connection, so that's fine. So we put the ingredients inside the system, mushroom and sea salt and sage. Now the third one is rice. So just prep ingredients, rice, the second slot. Next one is white wine. So white wine, we can put it in the slot. Next one is the mushroom stock. So 3 of them we are putting in the slots. Prep ingredient. So all the ingredients needs to be put in the particular slot. You can choose slot by yourself. It's very easy. Choose the right slot. And the last one is here. Slot. Okay, so all the stock is here. The last ingredient is cheese, butter, and parsley. So we take it here, choose the right slot, and put it here. So all the ingredients is loaded now. So generally now we are checking the equipment. Equipment is here. We have 2 things. This medium pot is already here, and this last one is spatula. So spatula on the first location, which is here, confirmed. Okay, so we load all the machine. So generally it's ready to cook. Now I start cooking, and I can a little bit explain regarding the technology and how it works. Okay, robot now start cooking. In general, Moley Robotic Kitchen developed the kitchen from 2014. The main idea was to develop a machine which can recreate dish from professional chef and serve it just in front of your dining table. So generally the big benefit of this is that you will have the freshly cooked meal, all done from the fresh ingredients, no reheating, no any preservation, no any ingredients which you don't want to put. Because if, for example, you particularly want to skip some ingredient, feel free to do it, because in general, this is definitely depends of your dietary program and your wishes. Of course, it could be have some compromise of the taste of the dish, but in any case, I think it's good that you can skip ingredient, because some of ingredient, maybe you think you need to, I don't know, to escape, maybe to replace by some other ingredients. So machine can do the recipe based on the professional chef guidance. And that's why I think from the quality point of view, it's always the same if the ingredients is similar or substantially similar to the original chef ingredients which he used to prepare the original dish. On our GUI screen, you can see all the timing. So the risotto, the cooking risotto takes 47 minutes, 26 seconds. All the manipulation is converted to the robotic script. So generally, the beauty of this machine that it can cook particular dish using the different sequence of the operation. Each operation is fully tested, and in terms of receive and just get the functional outcome with very high level of probability. So it means that the reliability factor is here. So each recipe will be represented and reproduced multiple times before we publish it. And of course, that gives you a good opportunity in your particular place that you will get a very good result every time without any doubt. Mainly, the purpose of this technology is to change a little bit your lifestyle, to turn it to the more healthy. Because as you know, the food is very important part of our life. And quality of food is really important to make this life more healthier. And of course, more longer in this case. So basically from the beginning, when we start the project and develop this product, we start from the proof of principle prototype. We built a couple of machines, we showcased it for the public, and in general, I think we have very positive response because people, they love nice, freshly cooked food, but of course, many of us very busy in our day-to-day life, operations, and that's why to save, like, for example, for this particular dish, 48 minutes, it's really valuable for many of us. But of course, we understand there is some, like a different option which we can already have in the market, like a delivery food, like a restaurant, which is all have like a positive and negative things. Like for example, if you look on the delivery service, of course, the number of dishes very big, so you can order different dish from different restaurant. Depends on the location which you are really lives and which city, which part of the world. But it's usually have one issue, in our opinion, because you've got the dish in usually 20 minutes after you order it from the delivery. But you understand that if, for example, to cook risotto from the fresh ingredients, it's required 48 or 49 minutes, and you will receive it in 20 minutes, for example, yeah? You understand that mostly this time is used to deliver the dish, not to cook it, which is automatically means that it's reheated dish. So it's just cooked in advance in some time, and it's reheated before delivery, and after the delivery person bring it to your home. So in this case, you will not receive the freshly cooked meal, and of course the preservation time is a question. If you're going to the restaurant, of course, the good thing is that you have also big variety of dishes and very nice environment. You can do like a social networking, you can talk with your friends, family. But in any way, it requires time because people need to, I don't know, make a reservation in the restaurant. They need to have time to go in particular time, in particular place. So that's also required time. And by the end of the story, you actually don't know which ingredients are used to cook this or another dish because you have no any control of that. Here, in this technology, fortunately you have full control. So again, this is really important for our day-to-day life, and I think that makes your life much more flexible and much more like happy, because in this case you can do this choice by yourself. And you can buy ingredient by yourself. Because again, ingredients is a very important part of the dish. Ingredients, again, the quality of the ingredients and quality of recipe itself, it's just bring you to the quality of the final dish. And of course, if you, for example, order the ingredient from the delivery service, for example, yeah, you never know which ingredients you will finally get. Yeah? So it's a choice of the delivery service. Again, the main thing which we offering is when you can buy the ingredient by yourself, you're absolutely sure what quality of ingredients you will get, because you will choose in your grocery store the best one you can choose, right? And that's also give you very good leverage and very good option. When you cook the meal, you're absolutely sure that all the ingredients is the highest quality, which of course is available in your zone, and the meal is the best quality which is possible. So for now, for example, 6 minutes passed, you see the robot is doing steering. Each steering is different because it depends on the ingredient inside. We do a lot of testing and teaching the robot to do the right steering, because we're doing it under the full control of the chef. So chef validate each the recipe, he check how the robot make motion and what's the result of this motion we're achieving. And that's the beauty of the technology. It's a mini manipulation concept, which is patented concept by our company from 2014. We know how to teach the robot and how to execute all the particular manipulation with all the particular type of ingredients, when finally we'll get exactly the same result which you're expecting to have. Because, for example, I can give you some example. If you use different type of pasta, for example, the boiling time and the temperature to make it al dente could be slightly different. And that's the reason to do like a testing with under chef control, that you absolutely know that with this particular type of pasta and this particular style of cooking, like for example, as I thought, if you need al dente pasta, for example, yeah, it's exact this particular timing with this particular temperature needs to be executed. So again, regarding the collection, we have different collection of the recipes. Our philosophy of the company is to give like a maximum variety of the option for our customer. For example, it's a big trend now for the low-calorie food, yeah? And you know that the low-calorie food is really difficult to cook because mainly you don't use any kind of ingredients which is not really healthy, like a sugar, fat, butter, and some other stuff, you know. And it's really difficult to find the good chefs who specialize on the low-calorie food because compare with the normal food, low-calorie food is much less attractive, you know, because you don't put any ingredients which increase the taste, you know, and give more taste like sugar and fat again. And that's why to cook low-calorie food is very challenging. We spend a lot of time with our team and we visit different chefs around the world who is specialized on the low-calorie food, and we collect this recipe data and we program the robot and teach the robot to execute these recipes. And I think this collection is our gem. I really love this collection because in any age you try to control your weight, you try to improve your health, and the low-calorie food with a good nutrition inside it, it's really key for the long term, like a dietary plans. Another area which is really important is a worldwide cuisine, because depends on the area where you live. Yeah. Sometimes if you live in the center of the big city like London, New York, San Francisco, Paris, you have a good selection of the different restaurants and the different chefs around the world open restaurant and they serve like a different type of cuisine. But most likely there is some compromise of it because not all of the cuisine is represented usually, and of course it's a version of particular chef. So it's not like, it not gives you the full understanding of the particular recipe and particular dish. It gives you one variation of it, and it gives you the way to try only one variation of the dish to understand the culture. We try to collect knowledge from the different chefs from different countries and try to update regularly our recipe library. Usually we record 2 to 3 recipes per month to update and grow our library, and that gives you this like a worldwide cuisine collection, which makes your life more interesting because you can try like a dish from Japanese cuisine, from Chinese cuisine, from Vietnamese cuisine, from Italian, from Spanish, German. So all these recipes is now just developing and adding to our library, and the library is growing month by month. So that's the main thing which we are focusing on. Of course, there is also vegan, vegetarian recipes, and we are trying also to accommodate recipe for particular client. For example, if you have some recipe which you are really interested to have, and the robot is capable to cook it, so we are happy to help to incorporate this recipe in the system for our client. And in this case, you will have your own recipe, for example, family recipe or particular recipe from particular chef, and you can execute this recipe anytime, day and night, just in front of your dining table. Which is, I think, could be also a very important option for the future when this library will be growing more and more and more. So it means that the options which you will have, it will be much more much more rich and much more extensive than we have it even today. So I think in terms of the quality-wise, as I already mentioned, the ingredient itself is a key, and the second one is the quality of the dish from particular chef. So generally, we understand that the same dish, like a steak, for example, or risotto, could have some slight variation of the ingredient and timing and the way of cooking. And this knowledge we already try to keep safely and make it forever available for our client. So generally it means that you will probably have multiple versions of the risotto or pasta with ragu or carbonara or paella, for example, from the different chef and different maybe part of the world, which you can easily represent on your kitchen anytime you want. So in general, I think you can be, very, selective in your wishes, and there is a lot of things which could give you nice opportunity to try and construct your everyday life due to the type of cuisine and the type of recipe which you have on your dining table. You understand that this machine have no vacation, no, illness day, so it can cook anytime you need it, so nighttime, morning time. Particularly me, for example, I like breakfast which have no eggs, because for the breakfast I usually eat something complicated when the people really don't have time to cook this thing, and the robot can help here a lot, because there is no any problem to start cooking in advance, and you can do your morning exercise, you can do sports, you can talk with your children, spend time with your family, and at the same time, you know that by the end of the story, in particular time period, you will have nice dish for breakfast, for example. Yeah. Dinner, lunch as well, so yeah, you need to prepare, of course, something, but the good thing is that this machine is very easy to operate from the very basic cooking skill. You don't need to be a chef, and you don't need to know how to cook at all. So generally, very simple operation to put ingredient in the containers, to measure it through the integrated scales. So scale will show you exactly how much ingredient in particular form needs to be added, and all the rest machine will do automatically. So the machine can change the temperature, the machine can add the ingredient in particular time period, machine can steer it in particular way, how this particular ingredient should be steered, and machine fully control the motion and fully control the timing, which is, I think this is the main important thing for cooking, because if you know how to cook, if you are trained very well, you also will do very little mistake. But the human errors, it's a human errors. Yeah? We are not robots, we are humans, that's why. Or we need to be very well trained, so we need to, repeat the recipe one time to another, maybe multiple times, until you will do it without mistake in timing and the sequence of operation. Which machine solve perfectly, because this is a high precision machine, it's coming from the industrial automation industry. It's fully tested for the many years. It's very reliable technology, very safe. The robot is fully collaborative, and that's why I think this machine will bring you a lot of values. You can maybe ask me, for example, what's the difference between the, let's say, smart oven or something similar, like some smart device which can help to cook. I think the hugest difference is because this machine operate three-dimensional space. So, which means that they can manage cooking technique in the real world. So, all the other machines, they integrated in one solution, and they have only one type of cooking in the particular way, because it's designed for that. For example, there is a machine which cook only burgers, or machine which can cook only, like Thermomix, it can cook only particular way, like when you need to add the ingredient by yourself, you need to keep the timing by yourself, because you cannot put all the ingredients in one time and have a nice dish. It's impossible, because in general, even you see in the risotto, each ingredient needs to be added in the system, and system manage it in particular time frame. And you need to change temperature and add the ingredient and steer it in some particular way in order to get exact result which chef want to get. That's a major difference between the integrated like ovens or oven or like a pot with a steering mechanism inside. That's the biggest difference. And also, for example, some recipe, if you maybe see it in the previous live session, it's cooked in the different pots. For example, pasta, you will cook sauce and make sauce in parallel with cooking the pasta itself. Yeah? And we have multiple dish when you need to fry something on one pot or pan and do some sauce or some other part of the dish in another, and maybe 2 or 3 pans simultaneously. And that gives you the way to assemble the full dish by the end of the story and make a complicated and nice cooked dish and cook in the same way how the professional chef cook it in his kitchen. Yeah? So the question is, what's the difference between to hire a professional chef and this machine? Of course, the main difference, chef can cook multiple dishes, but only on his variation. Yeah? He don't know the recipe from other chefs, and he's not trained on those recipes. If he is very creative, he's usually like progressed and make some particular collection of the dish which he want to represent, and that is his collection personally. Machine have access to the database for the multiple chefs recipes, and then that's way you can try different variation of each dish, not only different dishes. Also, again, because machine knows how to cook dishes from the different culture, the different countries and different cuisine, you can try and get this experience inside your home. And it will not like a delivery or reheated food, it will be always fresh cooked food from the fresh ingredients, which is really important again to keep our health and body on the right healthy level. Again, also big positive things that machine is not a human. It can cook anytime, day or night. There is no any working hours, so particular chef will not stay day and night in your kitchen. And that's actually the reason why sometimes in the hotels, if people travel a lot, they understand that in like a night time, it's very difficult to get good food, because I don't think the big chefs with a good, experience or creativity, they want to wait during the night time until somebody wake up and order one steak or one pasta or something else. Yeah, this is impossible. It's very not attractive thing for the chefs, and they skip this type of work. That's why usually in this particular time frame we can see only the like junior chefs who is ready to spend their night until just waiting some order, which is random. And that's why the quality of this during this time period is really bad. The same problem is location, because if, for example, you are located in the center of the city, that's probably fine. You can invite chef, and chef will be happy to join your location. But if you are somewhere outside of the big city and you try to find the good staff who can help you in the kitchen, even you have just resources to do it, it will be very challenging, because again, the location is key and the number of professional chefs is not so big. So generally we'll have issues to find the chef in particular location, especially if you want to cook particular type of cuisine, like a low-calorie food. In my personal experience, to find the chef who really can cook nice and very tasty low-calorie food is a big challenge in my life. Yeah? People usually travel a lot, go to the special wellness center in order to get this food, because they take this program for 1 week, they accommodate the particular hotels and location, and during this time they served by this low-calorie food. They can eat, for example, less than 1,000 calories per day, and they lose the weight. With this kitchen, you can organize it by yourself. So generally, you can choose the set of recipes which you want to cook during the week, and the machine will cook it for you. And believe me, that's give you very nice option for your body, because you can make this like a weekly, like a program, maybe 1 week per month, when you will have a special dietary program and you will lose your weight during this week. After, you can go back to the normal food, and maybe after you switch again. It really depends on your lifestyle. and your sport activity as well. So yeah, I think that's the main advantages to have the technology. Yeah. Also, I think is maybe we can focus a little bit about the factor of how technology, what is difference between the technology today and technology tomorrow. Yeah? So, as you know, robotic is developing. It's developing not so fast because this is a real world, this is a physical product. Yeah? Virtual product and virtual optimization is really easy to achieve. We see now a lot of this like AI software and also automated software change a lot of our life up to date. Yeah? Because, for example, you probably don't even know there is a travel agencies which you need to go in order to buy the tickets, for example. Yeah, you usually do it everything online. And in virtual world, to do things is really easy. But again, when you switch something to the physical world, everything needs to be designed and developed differently from the virtual. Because the physical world, it's a lot of interactions between the particular technology and the human being. And that's what we are doing for the last 10 years when we start doing the prototyping and we build finally the product on the market. We just design different architectures and we design different styles of the machine. Because you probably, if you follow us for the long time, you will see different type of machine which we are showing to the public. Yeah? We are not just afraid to show because I think this is a key point. If you are really in the sector, if you are progressing there, you need to showcase this for particular clients, for the public. Because if you only do a CGIs, and just show some nice videos, this is not enough. In the physical world, it doesn't work. You can see a lot of fiction films when the robots do a lot of things, but it's really far from the reality. It's like a dream in the real life. We are people who is really transfer the dream to the real life because we spent 10 years in order to develop technology in the way when you can start using it at your home and not really have any issues with reliability and safety, which is two important factors if you have a good functional outcome from the technology. And of course, AI helps a lot here. So everything what we incorporated inside, you can recognize it as artificial intelligence. So all how we teach the robot, how the robot can cook the recipe, it's artificial intelligence. Because in general, all things which is developed and invented and patented actually, this is like a result of the many thousands of hours of working of our engineering team, and it takes a lot of time because to develop the hardware product you probably need around 5 to 7 years if you understand exactly how this final product should look like. But we are pioneers because before us nobody developed this technology, we invented it. That's why it's much more difficult to design something from the scratch if you don't have any references. Because if you design the new car, it's much easier. You can see another cars around, you can learn from them, you can understand what is already done, what you can use as a solution, and all the design process is much quicker and much easier. When you design something without references, it starts to be very challenging because only what you can believe is your thoughts and your theory which you want to test and see is it working on practice or not. And that takes a lot of time because you check and choose different type of architecture, different type of the motion algorithms, result which you can get, and the most important thing is reliability, because reliability is a key factor for the product. Yeah, you can build prototype fairly quick. For example, we built our first prototype during 1 year, and we showcased this prototype on the couple of exhibitions around the world, the big one, and we won one of the biggest awards. I think it's the biggest award in the world, is the Best of the Best CES award, which is only one award per one CES exhibition. It's really difficult to get this. And we just won it, but the point is that the prototype difference between prototype and the product is the prototype can work one time, and second time it doesn't work. And nobody can give you guarantee that it will work every time. And I think you understand that nobody wants to sit in the plane which is even have 99% of reliability factor. Because 1%, it's too much. Nobody wants to get this risk. That's why when you develop the product, you need to be sure that the way how you develop it and the final technology, it's give you 99.99999 reliability factor. Because in this case, you can trust the technology and you can use it on the regular basis without, any kind of issues and the problems which can rise from the prototyping technology. And that's why you need to spend a lot of time in your life, and your team needs to work very hard in order to finally build the technology which you can say one day, yeah, this is a product and this product is available now for the customers. That's the question, why it's so long. Sometimes people ask, guys, why it's so long? You just show us the machine 10 years ago, why it's not on the market? I try to explain why. Because it's really important that you understand the fiction films, any kind of fantasy, it's really far from the reality. Yeah? You can see a lot of things in the fiction films, but in reality, you will not see anything. That's why I think it's pretty much evolutionary product. It gives you very interesting thing, like get the real dish from the real chefs just in front of you with the same flavor, the same taste, the same consistency, which is actually, it's a mystery. Yeah? Sometimes when I start developing this technology and I talk with different investors and the partners, I try to explain, can you envisage some sort of machine which you can put some ingredients in one side and get from the other side ready meal from any chef of the world? They say, oh, it's a mystery, it's not possible. They say it's maybe some like a molecular integrator or something like that. When I open this box and show them this architecture, they start believing it's possible. They start understand that in general it could work. But each innovation goes through the three big stages. Our co-CTO, Professor Mark Katowski from Stanford University, he told me in the early 2000s, he told me that each innovation goes through the three big steps. The first steps, everybody says it's completely impossible. The second steps, everybody says, yeah, it's possible, but it's very, very complicated. And the third steps, people says, it's very simple. Everybody knows it. So we are now between the second and the third steps. So because now people start understanding that this is possible, and now it starts to be more and more affordable. On the very beginning of the company, I promised to our clients that this technology will cost around 15 to 20K for the particular final customer. We are on this way, yeah, because we start from the cost of 250,000 per the machine. Now, for the chef table, for example, the price could be 60 or 70,000. In the future, I am absolutely sure, maybe in 10, 15 years, the machine can cost 15, 20,000, which I promised one time, because I know all the steps technology needs to be passed through in order to make mass market product. Mass market product is very important stage. It's like when you have now the dishwasher machine in every home, this is a mass market product. Yeah? This is not exclusive, it's very standard, it's optimized, and you can use it from the different brands. Because it depends on the brands, the price could be different, but technology itself is here, it's the same. So I am sure that the robotic is coming. Automation trend is a global trend, and nobody wants after something is automated to come back to make it manual, because it's really boring. Yeah? Sometimes if you have a nice feeling and you have time and you are creative, you just start doing things because you like it. Yeah? The main thing, you need to like it, in particular time and particular place. But if you don't have time, if you don't have knowledge, you're not trained because you are not creative chef, probably the result will be not very good. I'm not sure that I can cook any of dish now which robot can cook, because I'm not talented in cooking at all. But we are good engineers. We know how to transfer the knowledge to the technology. We know how to make technology safe and reliable. And now everybody can come to our showroom in London. They can test the dish. They can understand how technology works. We make it very simple, because complication is also things which we need to fight against, because to put more and more complication make technology more and more expensive and more difficult to service it. And more risky, of course. So to find the way how to make technology functional and pretty much simple and reliable, this is a key point for the design and develop any product in the world. Because finally, you want to get something which is really looking very nice, working 100% cases, and give you very good functional outcome and result of this technology, which I believe we do. And generally, that's why I try to explain you a little bit more in detail what you will get if you will get, for example, a robotic module in your kitchen. Important thing as well, I think, here to understand that this unit you can incorporate in the different design. For example, what you can see here today, this is an island design, which could be incorporated in any kind of, let's say, island structure or like a standalone module, as well as a part of the kitchen, as you can see here. This kitchen is slightly bigger than we have in reality, because this is like a showcase kitchen. We make it bigger size to fit to the window, and people can take a look at it. In reality, the size could be like much smaller, and it can fit very nicely in any space in your interior design, for example, which you want to build. And the good thing as well that we can build furniture, depends of your architecture design and your designers as well. So we are very flexible in terms of incorporate this technology in any type of the kitchen. Even sometimes it's possible to incorporate this technology in the existing kitchen. So it takes a little bit more time. We need to investigate your kitchen. We need to give you some option how and where we can incorporate our module, and you can decide. But in this case, you don't need to change all the kitchen. You can only change part of it and incorporate technology and use it as it is. So just for your understanding about how we structured our product placement for the customers. Okay, so I give you very nice, I think, explanation about our technology. I use 35 minutes of the cooking time to do this, and robot's still working, and I think the risotto it's cooked on 75%, 35 minutes left from the 47. So yeah, I think you now understand that during this time, and I just explained, you can do whatever you want to do. You're just free to do anything. You don't need to navigate technology, needs to be close by. Technology could be absolutely independently working from yourself. And you don't need to make any action during the cooking. So you don't need to, I don't know, put some ingredient by yourself. You don't need to change temperature. You don't need to forget switch it off or switch it on. Everything is under full control of the robot. Maybe a little bit also we can talk about the healthier factor, yeah? Because again, I spend a lot of my time during my life in the different medical and pharmaceutical projects, and I know very well, for example, the qualities of food now. For example, in NHS in this country, they put the dietary program as a part of the treatment protocol. So generally, when the people get some disease or disorder conditions, they have some very strict recommendation about the dietary requirements. And this is really important, because for the like a medical field, it's really important to have it. But for the healthy body, it's important as well, because, for example, yeah, if you use a lot of like a reheated or junk food with a high level of fat and high level of sugar, you know, the diabetes and other disease is coming. Yeah, and that's a lot of people knows now. The longevity of life, it's increasing a lot now, because we have now fresh ingredients, I remember 30 years ago, there is no fresh ingredients in the shop. For example, you cannot get fresh strawberry in the winter time. You can get nice, high quality tomato in winter time. You usually get the very basic vegetables and not very good quality of fruits and vegetables. So for now, because of the technology, there is logistic now, planes, cars, trains, everything is developing more and more, plus AI from the virtual optimization. We can get very nice ingredient across and during the whole period of time, during the whole year. So this is solved, yeah? And because of that, people's life start be longer. Because the body start receiving a lot of vitamins, a lot of ingredients which have in the different type of food on a daily basis. And of course, it's generate a very direct impact on your feeling and your body as well. Plus medicines, yeah. So generally, it's a lot of nice pharmaceutical and medical technology on the market, and people can be treated from the different type of disease, sometimes even in advance, without when the disease is progressing so much. And that's why it's also generate a huge impact on the quality of life and the longevity of life. Now, I think is important thing is the food, because food, when the dish is ready meals, is really important, yeah, because you understand that key point is to keep the sugar, keep the fat in the particular control. There is a lot of other ingredients also needs to be checked, because there is a lot of programs now exist when the people can test his particular profile, genetic profile, and blood count profile, and they have particular recommendation of the different dietary program. Some of people avoid allergens, some of them avoid the milk products, some of them avoid some other, like a gluten, and it's very dependent of the particular body from particular person, yeah? And that's why I think the private and very personalized nutrition is really key point for the future, because in this case you can get combination of the very nice and professionally cooked meal from one side and the healthy meal from another side, and you can combine in one, and you can just build your personal collection of the recipe which is good for your body, which is freshly cooked, and you can use it on a daily basis. And it will be not only one recipe or two recipes which you can learn by yourself. It will be plenty of recipes one day, maybe thousands of them in your database, and you will have very nice choice what you can eat on the daily basis with regards with your personal dietary requirements. So I think if people want to have a longer and very healthy and like a nice beauty life, they should think about what they're eating on the daily basis. This is really important. I think that's probably it. It's everything what I can explain you. I don't know, we can take a look if there is some questions you have. I can try to answer some of them. Let me check if something, it's a lot of people joining here. Thank you very much for participating in our live stream. Yeah, just, I don't see here a lot of questions. Maybe I can cover most of it in my presentation. Okay. What about the Bartender Robot? Bartender Robot, it's a variation of this technology. Generally, it's a question mark about the objects and the operation. My opinion, Bartender is really good technology. So if somebody looking only for doing the drinks or cocktails, I think this technology could be perfectly incorporated for that. Slightly difficulties could be like a shaking cocktail in the right way, because we need to test the robot, in particular like a bartender chef who can do these cocktails in order to make it in the sufficient quality by the end of the story, because we never tested. We never do Bartender Robot by ourselves, but again, the technology is suitable for that. And also, of course, I think it's important to understand that if you have bartender and surrounded whole bar objects, you probably will not be able to cook the meals by this particular robot. Or you need to change the environment around the robot in order to make him possible to cook some multiple type of cocktails and the food as well. So if you see here, it's pretty much busy environment, yeah. There is a different, like a blender, spatula, salt, paper, you know, we can put different containers in the different position to make it available for the robot to manage it, yeah. We can accommodate some bottles with some and make some maybe simple things like a spritz aperol or, I don't know, Bloody Mary, you know, some simple cocktails. But I think if we need to have some combination and like a complicated combination of the cocktail, probably in this case you need to have more space and accommodate more ingredients and more bottles around, and maybe also some other stuff. But again, in general, as I explained, this is definitely possible. Okay, what else here? I'm hungry. How I can invest in Moley? Yeah, I think it's a good question. So generally, we are not now accepting the investment, but I think in the sometimes in our plan we have a fundraising round. So generally, we will introduce it in our website, and yeah, when it will be opened, you are welcome to invest in our company. I think I don't know, we spent, you know, that our history starts from 2014. So we passed through a lot of milestones. Of course, the technology new. We are going to do more. We like a change and improve our technology on a daily basis. This is what all the company who make a nice hardware product doing. They never stop. It's like impossible. You always see the way of improvement and make it better. That's why, of course, in this case, we will most likely accommodate investor in the near future. So feel free to contact us regarding this, and we will inform you when we will be ready. Okay, how to ensure the test repeatability? This is a good question. Yeah, that's where the invention coming from. So in general, the math model is really simple. It's not like a high-level math. So generally, if you have the same process, same timing, same temperature, same sequence of operation, the deviations coming only from the ingredient side. So in general, you understand the rice could be from the different place, and it have a little bit different time of cooking, depends on the particular rice type. Yeah. For now, we test, of course, with a particular ingredients and the threshold which we have between the different type of rice. We try to find the way how to make recipe adaptation inside the system suitable to cook those number of ingredient type which we have in the market. If one day we will understand that particular ingredients needs to have different time period or different temperature to be cooked, we will put this ingredient as a parameter, as a factor, and the recipe could automatically adjust the process to accommodate this particular new type of ingredient. But believe me, only one person who can do this is a chef who created this particular dish. Because what the different company from AI probably not taking into the account, that there is no way to measure food parameters from the sensors. Because to understand the dish is completely fine, and that's exactly how chef want to make it. It requires chef brain, because only he can say, yeah, this is good or this is not good. And nobody understands why it's not good. It's enough to understand the chef who created the original dish qualified this is suitable and this is a good quality, or it's not suitable, it's not the good quality. And in this case, we following the chef decision to change anything in the robot motion and the robot programming in order to satisfy him when we use some ingredients which is not inside the threshold. So, but for now, all dish which we have is tested with the different ingredients which is available in the market, and we don't have any big problem with the quality. The quality is really very good. Believe me, if you come to the showroom and you try the dish from our robotic chef, I hope you will be very satisfied. So, thank you very much. Thank you for joining this stream. We will come back next week. We are doing stream on a weekly basis. And I think also if you have time and you are not so far from our showroom, we are happy to invite, we are happy to accommodate you, we are happy to show you the technology, and we're happy to build your project in the different styles. So kitchen could be available for anybody one day. Today, technology new, so that's why it's pretty much expensive, which is normal way. Nobody can make it cheap from the beginning, but this is now reasonable price level because I know that if somebody can check the market, there is a lot of kitchens around the world from the different brands which cost similar or even sometimes more expensive than our kitchen, which we are inside this price range. So you are welcome. Maybe last question. When it will be available in the US? We have it in the plan. We are looking to go to the US market 1 year. Of course, we're starting from here because we are make this technology and develop this technology in the UK. It's built in the UK. We have a lot of partners from Europe. We have partners from United States. We have clients from United States. We deliver. Just they bring the product. I know they want to bring the product. We already start selling from April this year, so it's in order. And this is possible to accommodate this technology in the US. But to make a representation in the US, it's in our plan. Maybe in several years, we will open the first showroom in some big cities in the US. Hope we will see you there. Thank you very much. And yeah, you are welcome to come here anytime. Not day and night, unfortunately. Day and night, just only daytime. But when you will get technology in your home, you can enjoy the food 24/7. Thank you. Goodbye.